Now, analysts across the globe are optimistic that the recession has bottomed out, but rising unemployment levels and lower consumer confidence in the US still continues to be a big concern. ET Now's Mohit Bhalla caught up with Owen Sullivan, CEO of Right Management, to get his views on the subject.
Recent unemployment data coming out of the US shows that the figure stood at 9.7%. Now, most people are worried that this could actually increase month on month. What do you expect that level to touch by, say, end of this year, by December 2009?
Well, I think most of the experts would suggest that the number is going to probably move closer to 10%, and that would follow a typical cycle of economic downturn. So to see it push toward 10% would not, I think, surprise anybody back home.
Yeah. And what are your estimates? I mean, in terms of when you look at 2010 going to 2010, where do you see that scenario developing?
Well, I think right now there's a cautious optimism in the U.S. that the economy has bottomed out. We've seen stability in the economy for the last several months. I think the latest government perspective is that we're starting to see the other side of the downturn. But anyone who speaks of it speaks with extreme caution, and I think that's fair. Our estimates would suggest that we'll probably see some more shedding of jobs through the end of the year as companies take a look at really where they've positioned themselves in the downturn. But the optimist would suggest that we'll start seeing some pickup in employment probably late into the first quarter and into the second quarter of next year, which would be in line and parallel what the economists are suggesting we'll see in terms of economic upturn in the U.S. as well.
All right. Another important data point that just came out of a U.S. government report recently is that the number of people living in poverty in the U.S. actually grew by 2 million last year to touch a figure of about 39.8 million. Now, what sort of impact will that have on retail sales data, which of course reflects consumer spending and eventually on consumer spending?
Well, there's no doubt if the poverty level has moved up, and there's no doubt that it has, it will have an impact on retail spending. I think the other issue that's impacting it is that consumers have become savers, which is not a bad thing in the U.S. I think it's actually a good thing. It's not a pattern that was headed in the right direction prior to the downturn. So saving has gone in the right direction, and I think as confidence within the consumer group continues to rise, I think we'll start seeing the spending. I think the latest spending for August was up positively ahead of government expectations. So maybe we're starting to see the front end of consumer confidence and therefore some consumer spending, and hopefully we'll see that continue in a positive direction.